Marie, fire crews out here continue to hammer the roof of First Bossier 6 hours after this fire first erupted at around 5:40 this morning. You can still see one fire truck right there hammering the top of that roof there. Melissa, this is just part of that massive tree that crushed 20-month-old Carly Ortiz in her sleep while she was in her RV last night. Now, family friends I spoke with today described Carly as a fun-loving people person. In fact, one neighbor I spoke with says Carly would actually come over from time to time to play with her dog. But today, in the middle of a nightmare, Carly's family and friends are left picking up the pieces. Doug, that's right. Deborah Stroud and her family remain in a state of shock tonight. What you see around me is all that remains of her now collapsed home. But despite this heavy loss, Deborah recovered a piece of uncharred hope amidst the rubble. The search is actively underway right now for 4-year-old Rodriguez Phillips, but he's better known by his family as Junior. Now, we're able to speak with the Claiborne Parish Sheriff this morning just to get an update on the investigation. And he told me that a number of agencies from across Louisiana, including the FBI, is actively searching right now for that 4-year-old. Now, let's show you a picture of what he actually looks like. Governor Edwards says this is it. As Louisiana lawmakers gear up for their third special session of the year, Edwards is taking a stand and defending himself amidst new criticism that his plan to address the state's budget woes isn't good enough for the people of Louisiana. Now, this all comes as Louisiana Senator John Kennedy is calling for Governor Edwards to resign. Tom, that's exactly right. It's a quiet evening right now here in Allendale, but 48 hours ago near the intersection of Dowling and Patsman, police were swarming after a 19-year-old was shot and killed in these apartments right here. Now, Pastor Wilson says reducing the crime rate doesn't just fall on the shoulders of police officers. He says it takes a village. A strange series of events resulted in a stolen Ford SUV to come crashing through this home's front gate right here, ultimately moving through the front yard, resulting in a wreck on the home right here next to me. Now, let's break down what actually happened. At around 3 a.m., residents here reported a series of shots fired. The owners of Outlaw Barbecue here in Vivian are beginning to pick up the pieces today. Though the future of this beloved barbecue joint remains up in the air, one thing's for certain: the memories, good times, and laughs spent here are going nowhere. Local pastors and former gang members who are now Christians are uniting to take their faith into the streets. Now, in just a moment, you'll meet a man by the name of Jesse Jordan. He was born and raised here in Shreveport and happens to be a former gang member. Now, he's been on the wrong side of the law countless times, but says he's found God and, in a sense, changed his life. And he's hoping his remarkable story changes lives for young people here in Shreveport and brings them closer to God. Adria, what we know right now is that the Ringgold Police Department was dispatched to Oak Street at around 2:10 this morning. Now, when officers arrived, they found a man with a single gunshot wound to his chest. Now, we're told there was an entry and exit wound to that gunshot. Well, Dom, the AFCO building continues to smolder today after a massive fire tore through the building yesterday afternoon. Now, the Shreveport Fire Department tells me training firefighters takes a combination of physical toughness and mental readiness. Melissa, the Shreveport Police Department says it all began at the El Dorado Casino at around 5:40. Now, what we know right now is that a suspect who was previously barred from El Dorado was on property. Adria, what we know right now is that one man is dead after being stabbed at around 5 o'clock this morning. I'm going to get out of the way just to give you guys a better idea as to what the scene looks like.